Have you ever noticed your dog acting completely different around certain people? Maybe they instantly adore one friend, but growl or hide from another. Or perhaps they wag their tail at your neighbor, but bark nonstop at your cousin. It makes you wonder, what are they picking up on that you can't see? Dogs are incredible judges of character. They read people in ways we'll never fully understand. Not because they're psychic, but because their senses and instincts are far more advanced than ours. Today, we're breaking down the real reasons behind why your dog acts differently around certain people. The hidden signals they notice, the scents they sense, and the emotions they quietly feel. By the end, you'll understand exactly what your dog sees that you don't, and how it all ties back to trust, energy, and emotion. Reason 1. Dogs read human energy instantly. Let's start with something truly fascinating. Dogs can sense your energy. Before you even speak a word, your dog has already picked up on your vibe. They can sense confidence, fear, tension, calmness, and even aggression, just by observing your body language, tone, and movement. Dogs are emotional mirrors. If someone walks in with anxious or nervous energy, dogs feel it. If that same person is calm and confident, dogs feel that too, and it makes a huge difference in how they react. This is why trainers often say, your dog is a reflection of you. Because to a dog, energy is communication. They don't care what language you speak, they care how you feel. So, when your dog avoids or growls at someone, it doesn't always mean that person is bad. It could mean their energy feels unstable or uncertain, something that makes your dog uncomfortable. Dogs thrive on balance. When someone's energy doesn't match that, your dog notices instantly. Reason 2. They recognize sense connected to emotion. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Dogs can literally smell your emotions. Research shows that dogs can detect changes in human scent caused by emotional states. When you're stressed, scared, or happy, your body releases chemical changes, called pheromones, that dogs can sense almost immediately. In one study, dogs were exposed to the sweat of people who were happy, scared, or neutral. The results were amazing. Dogs became more relaxed around happy scents, but showed signs of anxiety when smelling fear scents. That means when your dog acts nervous around someone, they might be picking up on a subtle change in that person's body chemistry, like fear, anger, or stress. And when they happily greet someone else, that person might simply smell like joy and calmness. To a dog, scent isn't just smell, it's emotion. It's like reading someone's mood without words. Reason 3. Dogs remember past experiences, even with strangers. Dogs also act differently around people based on past experiences, both good and bad. If a tall man once scared them or spoke loudly near them, your dog might be uneasy around tall men in general. If a woman once gave them treats and spoke softly, they might be drawn to other women with similar voices. It's not about judgment, it's about memory. Dogs connect patterns. They remember not just faces, but tones, smells, and even the type of energy someone gives off. So, when your dog seems wary of someone you just met, they might be recalling a distant memory that feels similar, even if it's not the same person. This is why early socialization is so important. The more positive experiences your dog has with different types of people, the more confident and balanced they'll be later in life. But if they've ever been mistreated, neglected, or frightened by someone in the past, they'll carry that emotional imprint. And it'll show when they meet people who remind them of that experience. Reason 4. Dogs pick up on micro-expressions and movement. Humans communicate mostly through words, but dogs are experts at body language. They notice every tiny detail, the way someone stands, moves, gestures, or even blinks. These micro-expressions, the subtle facial changes we make without realizing, can tell dogs a lot about how we're feeling. If someone stiffens up or makes quick, jerky movements, your dog might interpret that as threatening. If someone leans down calmly and speaks softly, your dog sees that as safe. Even the direction of a person's gaze matters. Direct, hard eye contact can feel aggressive to a dog, while soft, blinking eyes feel friendly. Dogs notice all of it, the things humans overlook. That's why you might see your dog relax around one person, but bark at another, who's acting a little too confident or uncertain. To them, those small cues make all the difference between safety and danger. Reason 5, they react to tone of voice, not just words. Have you ever seen your dog wag their tail when someone speaks kindly to them, even if it's a total stranger? That's because dogs are masters at picking up tone. They understand emotion through pitch, rhythm, and inflection. A warm, calm voice feels safe. A high-pitched or tense voice can make them nervous. In one study, dogs listened to their owners speaking in different tones. When they heard praise in a happy voice, their reward center lit up. But when the same words were spoken in a flat or harsh tone, there was no reaction. This means your dog isn't just reacting to what someone says, but how they say it. So when someone speaks to your dog gently, they instantly feel drawn to that kindness. And when someone speaks loudly or impatiently, your dog feels uneasy. Their emotional radar is that sharp. Reason 6. Dogs can sense when someone doesn't like them. It sounds almost unbelievable, but it's true. Dogs can tell when someone isn't a fan of them. They read subtle cues. People avoiding eye contact, stiffening up, pulling away, or holding their breath. Dogs interpret these small behaviors as signs of discomfort or rejection. And in response, they either become shy and withdrawn or overly eager to please, depending on their personality. What's more, they can even pick up on indirect feelings. If someone doesn't like dogs in general, not just your dog, your pup might sense that too. Dogs are emotional sponges. They absorb energy, especially in social settings. That's why you'll sometimes see your dog glued to someone who loves dogs and completely distant from someone who doesn't. It's not rudeness, it's intuition. Reason 7. They know who makes you feel safe. Here's something truly beautiful. Dogs don't just react to how people treat them. They also react to how people treat you. If someone raises their voice at you, your dog will notice. If someone hugs you, laughs with you, or makes you smile, they'll notice that too. Dogs are protective by nature. They associate your emotions with the people around you. If someone makes you anxious or sad, your dog might become defensive or wary. But if someone makes you happy, your dog will instantly trust them more. It's almost as if they're saying, if you're safe with this person, then I'm safe too. In one experiment, dogs watched their owners receive help from strangers. Later, when given the choice, the dogs avoided people who refused to help their owner. That shows dogs not only understand social interactions, but also form opinions based on loyalty and empathy. They know who your friends are, and who your heart doesn't trust. Reason 8. They can sense illness and stress in others. Dogs have been known to detect illnesses like diabetes, seizures, and even cancer. But did you know they can also sense when someone is unwell emotionally or physically? They can pick up on small biological changes, like fluctuations in blood sugar or hormone levels. And they react differently depending on what they sense. If someone nearby is sick or stressed, your dog might grow quiet or cautious. If someone is calm and balanced, your dog might feel more relaxed too. It's their instinct to protect and nurture, a trait passed down through thousands of years of companionship. So, when your dog seems extra clingy around someone who's sad or sick, it's not random. It's empathy at work. They're simply responding to the invisible signals that humans give off. Reason 9. Your dog mirrors your opinion of people. Dogs don't live in isolation. They take emotional cues from you. If you're nervous around someone, your dog will pick up on it. If you're relaxed and friendly, they'll likely mirror that energy. This is called social referencing, and it's one of the ways dogs learn how to react in different situations. In a study, dogs looked to their owners for guidance when faced with a stranger. When the owner smiled and acted relaxed, the dogs stayed calm. When the owner acted anxious, the dogs became cautious too. So yes, your dog reads you like a book, and they use your reactions to decide how they should feel about the people around you. That's why being calm, confident, and reassuring in social situations helps your dog feel safe. Because if you're okay, they're okay too. When your dog acts differently around certain people, they're not being weird or dramatic. They're being instinctual. They're reading emotions, sense, energy, and subtle signals that most humans miss. They sense comfort, fear, honesty, and even intention. Sometimes they're reflecting their own memories. Sometimes they're mirroring your emotions. And sometimes they're simply sensing the truth before you even realize it. So when your dog shies away from someone or acts extra affectionate toward another, don't brush it off. Pay attention. Dogs have no hidden motives, only pure instinct. They don't see people through appearance or words. They see them through emotion, through energy, through trust. Your dog might not speak, but they're constantly telling you something about the world around you. If you just take the time to listen. If this video helped you see your dog in a new light, give it a thumbs up. It really helps more dog lovers find this kind of content. Comment below and tell me, has your dog ever acted strange around someone, and later you realized they were right about that person? I'd love to hear your stories. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos that dive deep into the beautiful, emotional world of dogs. Because the more we understand them, the closer we get to truly speaking their language.